Hey, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's a bit of a strange one today. I'm desperate for plaster for a refurb project that I've got going on, and so what I'm going to be doing is driving up to Wigan, which is where my father-in-law lives, who is a plasterer who has plaster, who seems to be the only person in the UK with plaster. So I am driving up to pick some plaster up to bring it then back down to Birmingham and drop it off at the site. So I thought I'd just bring you along, film a little video and have a little chat, see how you guys are doing, and also just use this 4 or 5 hour round trip to do something productive. So I thought I'd film a video. But I hope you're doing really well. I hope things are good for you. I don't know about you, but it is warm in Birmingham. You can probably tell I'm very warm. If I start sweating profusely, I may need to stop the video. But I will be driving and stopping and filming and chatting and all that good stuff. But I hope you're doing well, and let's get on the road. And we've landed. So we've just filled up. There is literally no suspension left, so I'm not too sure what we're going to do. Honestly guys, I'm making this journey look so easy, but seriously, having no aircon is probably the worst thing on a day like today. It is so flipping warm. So just having to have the windows down the whole way is grim. So I've stopped for a drink, and I'm going to grab... I don't even know what they have here. What do they have? Anyway, I'll grab a drink and bring it back and we can have a chat. Oh my days, I'm absolutely gutted. Absolutely gutted. There was no coffee. There was Costa, Starbucks, McDonald's and WH Smith. And out of all of them, only WH Smith was open. Obviously I just bought and ate half of a dairy milk bar. Does the same thing. I did a video not too long ago about the different property strategies that you can use to make money. And since then I've had quite a few people ask me, Jack, what is your property strategy? And what is it you're doing, especially in light of the coronavirus? And so I thought actually whilst I'm stopped here, I would just take a quick moment to explain my thoughts on the coronavirus, the property market, where I think the market's going, and also my strategy as a result of what is going on. Firstly, what's happening with the property market due to the coronavirus. Firstly, yes, I don't think it takes a genius to know that we are going to go into a recession. We're going to go into some kind of recession. It's everywhere. It's starting to happen already. And before that scares anybody, recession's quite a normal thing. It's quite a regular pattern. There's been recessions for years and years and years and years and years. The property market correlates with recessions. Firstly, what could cause a recession, a drop in the property market itself? So I think there's going to be a lot of supply and not a lot of demand. So there's going to be a lot of people selling their houses, but not a lot of people able to buy houses. And I think that's going to cause property prices to drop. And here's why. Why do I think there's going to be a lot of people selling houses? Firstly, this has been something that's been happening for a while, but there's a thing called Section 24, which essentially, I'm not going to go into detail, but just changes the way that landlords get taxed. So what that means is that a lot of landlords are going to be wanting to offload their properties and sell them because they can't be bothered with the hassle of the new tax changes. I also think that landlords are going to be worried about not getting their rent paid due to COVID, and I think people will lose out on rent. And yes, there's different things in place, but I think just the fact that people are scared of that just means that people are start trying to, just sell their properties very quickly. I think that because people are losing their jobs, unfortunately, that means that a lot of people will default on their mortgage payments and will potentially lose their homes. And also, tragically, there's been a lot of people who've passed away due to the coronavirus, and so that's just leaving a bunch of empty houses, which will be on the market as well. So I think there's loads of different reasons. There's so many different reasons why there's going to be a lot of houses going on the market very, very soon. Now, why I think that there's not going to be many people being able to buy is similar to what I said before, in that people are losing their jobs, people are scared, and so they're not going to be wanting to buy property and won't be able to buy property because of people's financial situation due to the current pandemic. And yes, the government are putting in different schemes and things like that to be able to essentially give out free money or very low interest money and all that kind of stuff, which I think will help. I think that's definitely going to help. But is that enough to counter a market crash? I don't think so. I think it will definitely reduce, but I don't think it will prevent. And I think that there will be a drop in the property prices, but for some reason it seems to have paused at the moment. But I think as people, again, unfortunately start to lose their jobs and things like that, I think it will just gradually happen over time that these things will happen, so that there'll be more houses on the market and there'll be less people able to buy houses, increased supply, lower demand. I think that will cause eventually, maybe in a few months' time, a dip in the property market. Now, what a lot of people are asking me is, does that change the way that I should approach property investing? And also, what am I personally doing as a property investor? What's my strategy during this time? And I'm going to answer that in just a second. However, I do need to get these beautiful plaster bags to the project that we've got going on. So I'm just going to quickly drive over there, and then I'll talk to you about the strategy that I'm using during this time, during this pandemic, to make money in property. Hey guys, so it's the following day. I got back to my house and I was just so horribly hot and sweaty after driving for hours and hours with no aircon. So it wasn't going to be very, very pretty for me to be filming a video. So I just thought I would call it a day and film it the next day anyway. So what I wanted to talk about was my property strategy. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing based on the coronavirus and what is going on with the market at the moment. Okay, and so my strategy involves kind of two sides to the same coin. The first side is that I want to buy assets and hold them so that they will increase in value over time. Okay, capital appreciation. That's what I want to be doing long term. I want to buy a lot of houses and it'll all be good. The second side to it is I'm looking for cash flow. So monthly cash flow, money in my pocket every single month from the rent by renting the properties out. Now, that means that I need to buy a lot of houses in order to support my living, support my family. So it would need to replace my income. And the issue with that is you need a lot of houses. Now, I'm not in a position where I can go out and buy 10, 20, 30 houses straight away. So I'm going to have to be creative in the way that I come up with the money to buy these houses. And for me personally, what I think is the best way is to flip houses. So to buy them, to do them up, and then to sell them on to build up a big pot of cash, and then go out and buy a bunch of houses. Or you could buy a couple of houses and then flip one, buy a couple, flip one, that kind of thing. So that's really my strategy at the moment. I'm going to be flipping houses until I've got enough money to buy multiple houses at any one time. Now, a lot of people say to me, is that a wise move with the current market, with the property prices potentially about to start dipping? And yes, I think it's still a good strategy, because I think that I can flip and add value to a property and then sell it quicker than the market can depreciate. I think it will take quite a bit of time, quite a few months before it starts to properly dip or starts to hit rock bottom really with the property prices. So I think it'll be a slow dip, a slow drop, and I think I can keep up with that. The other side to it, obviously, is that we've got a bunch of people wanting to get rid of their houses, not many people wanting to buy them, and therefore you've got a great opportunity to get below market value deals and to find motivated sellers that want to sell fast and sell cheap before the market crashes. So I think there's a lot of opportunity at the moment to do flips, and I think it's the best strategy if you want to build wealth overall, because it means that you can build that pot of cash and then invest in bigger developments or in buying multiple houses at one time. So that's my strategy. If you agree with it, then great. If you disagree with it, pop a comment in the comment section below of what strategy you think is the best or what you're currently doing. I'd love to have a chat about how we are all working towards the same goals, but in maybe different ways. So yeah, drop them in the comments. Make sure that you remember to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and make sure that you click the subscribe button as well and become a part of the gang. that's really not helpful. Thank you. But anyway, thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.
With the brushstrokes, cutthroat from the low, where no love goes. Women buddy like it's been that. When me looking at the bill stack, off the bubbly buddy, I've been stressed out. Let the smoke scream from my chest out. Laced up, I really hate love from a stranger.